trying to figure that out, and we are all doing our best, and we are all getting it sometimes right and sometimes wrong. So today I'm going to get some things right, I'm going to get some things wrong. In unprecedented times, I ask for all of our prayers that we are simply together, and that's enough. Let us worship.
I built my house so I'd be safe. I built my house so I'd be safe. I built my house so I'd be safe. But once inside, I'd pace the floor and chafe. I made 4 walls, a ceiling and a floor. I made 4 walls, a ceiling and a floor. I made 4 walls, a ceiling and a floor. I didn't know what I needed was a door. So I built a house and tore it down. I built a house and tore it down. I built a house and tore it down. Then I built a door on solid ground. Call me crazy, but I'm free. There's lots of others just like me. Others who believe that to believe is to see. Now I look out and I look in. Now I look out and I look in. Now I look out and I look in. So it don't matter to me where you have been. Call me crazy, but I'm free. There's lots of others just like me. Others who believe that to believe is to see. Call me crazy, but I'm free. There's lots of others just like me. Others who believe that to believe is to see. I built my house so I'd be safe.
Friends, historian and activist Howard Zinn said you can't be neutral on a moving train. You can't be neutral on a moving train. When fundamental issues of justice and human rights are involved, and the train is barreling down the wrong tracks, being neutral means being complicit. And so I'm proud. I'm proud that in this unprecedented time, this time of darkness, this time of violence, we are not neutral. We are not complicit. I'm proud that we are a church that just last week raised over $1,000 to support a family we don't know halfway across the country because it's the right thing to do. In Tom's words, an action nothing less than life-saving. I'm proud that we're a church that trusts each other well enough to have the conversations that make that happen. I'm proud that in sub-zero temperatures, members of our church asked who else out there can we feed, and then made it happen. I'm proud that for over 20 years now, we have been and always will be a church that welcomes and affirms you because of, not in spite of who you love, because of the body your spirit occupies, because of what you believe, what you struggle to believe, what you don't believe sometimes. I'm proud to be a part of a church that celebrates the glory of a God still speaking to us, still reminding us that God's work and our work are unfinished, and that following an unexpected star might indeed lead to the greatest gift of all. Welcome, friends. Welcome to all who have felt the doors of a church closed. Our doors are and will be open. What announcements do we have this morning about our congregational life?
I'm Evan Primo. For the last year and a half or so, I've been working really, really hard on a new musical with LA songwriter Rebecca Fishman. The genesis of this project is really two sermons by Rona and one by Alyssa. And it recontextualizes the birth narrative and the death narrative from the New Testament, focusing on the women and really humanizing all of the characters. And we're going to be presenting some of the first songs from this show on Thursday at the Music Hub or the Performing Arts Hub in Montpelier, Thursday night at 7 p.m. And it's certainly a controversial take, and there are themes of sexual violence and other adult themes, so probably not for children. But the hope is that by humanizing these characters who have been demonized and deified, we can find the divine in each of us.
Thank you.
Tom Schmidt. Dave was wrong about one little detail. You haven't given $1,000 toward helping a family in dire need halfway across the country. You've given twice that. And I'm right here next to Katie, so it's hard not to cry saying this. But this family who've just had their food benefits cut off because the government claims they were lost, even though the application was sent by certified mail and email. If you wonder if there's evil going on, it is. If you want to not just wring your hands and do something, please talk to me. There's some practical ideas, including this one, to help with. And the family is overwhelmed that more than 20 strangers across the country would give of their own material goods to help them in this terrible situation. So thank you, thank you. And if you want to know more about it, come talk to me afterwards.
Absolutely.
Good morning, Nancy Thomas, moderator, and today is not only Star Sunday, but it's also our annual meeting. And so if you are able, I hope that you will join us at the annual meeting. We'll have the snacks that'll be right out in the narthex. People can take a brief break, come back and sit back in here. We know there's a storm coming, so we will make this short and sweet, but it's a very important piece of the work that we do together to be organized, to be able to support all the other work that goes on here, as David said. So please join us.
Sally?
There will finally be a reception for the people who donated things and loaned things to the Stick Season show, which will end around the 1st of February when Hannah's show will come up. So next Sunday, after coffee hour, people will be telling stories about their Indonesian mother-in-laws and other things that are hanging in the Stick Season show.
Hannah. Oh, Mal, Hannah's back there.
You hide on me every week.
I'll just clarify that it's not my show. But ideally, everyone's show. And if you didn't bring artwork today, you still can. So this is artwork by youth. So perhaps you have something hanging in your house that your child made, or in the case of Susan LaBarth, something she made when she was a child, which I'm very excited to see. Artwork by children. And Susan can do matting and framing if necessary, mounting, yes.
Absolutely. Multiple pieces by the same artist are welcome. Let's make this work. This started in many different ways that I won't explain right now, but the goal is the simple joy of youth art, so please bring whatever you have. Hey, stovepipe.
I believe we have a birthday here, and Stanton's birthday. And Margot's birthday. Mark and Anne.
Who else? Any others? And Sophie's birthday. Yep. Nathan.
As a lover of history, and especially of our history, as I was driving over this morning, I was thinking about how appropriate it was that it was so cold out. Because for anyone who has never known or doesn't remember, today is actually the 200th anniversary of the first actual service in this church. So as you sit here, yes, 200 years to the exact day, just happened to be, and I just like, to think as you came here at, minus 15 or whatever it might have been at your house, just imagine coming here as you would have 200 years ago, maybe probably in a sleigh, maybe walking, something of that manner. And the last thing I'll point out is once you got here and you think about how we came into this nice warm church, for the first 12 years that services were held here, there were no stoves. There was no heat for those first 12 years. So you might have had your robe, you may have had a hot stone that you warmed up at home and tucked away, but imagine sitting here for services 200 years ago with no heat.
Which leads me to my next announcement. We are always in need of a few more prayer shawls, the warm blankets that surround our sanctuary. We use them for extending the warmth of our community out to folks in need. We also have started to use them for baptisms so that the prayers of this entire community are carried with that garment out into the world. So when you think about wrapping yourself in warmth, especially what it would have been for the first several years of this space, there's an announcement in the email bulletin about prayer shawls, and we'd love to have folks contribute. All right. The order switches around just a little bit today, and so our call to worship is printed in your bulletin. I ask you to join me now in reading responsively. Arise, shine, for your light is come. Lift up your eyes and look around. Christ is like the rain that falls on the mown grass, like showers that water the earth. Arise, shine, for your light is come. And now, friends, arise as you are able in body or spirit, and shine, and let's tell it in song. It's Go Tell It on the Mountain, number 154. Before we begin, too, one thing that I just want folks to be able to notice is we are really blessed this morning for the first time, and I don't know how many years this has happened, to have June down here with us and be able to see June as she plays. And as we sing, I'm going to fix the little glitch that will make it sound even better. 154. Please now remain standing as we read responsively Isaiah 60, verses 1 through 6. You'll find it as an insert in your bulletin. Now, this reading, part of 3rd Isaiah, is situated in the 6th century BCE as the exiles from Babylon returned to Jerusalem. And in Jerusalem, a major conflict had arisen between those who remained and those who returned. Living conditions were difficult. Jerusalem was in ruin. The people were now divided, not against some outside threat or enemy, but the people of Jerusalem were divided amongst themselves. And this reading promises God's glory through God's presence. It promises that God's coming, that God's shining forth is unconditional. God is always a God whose glory is salvific. Isaiah tells us that the mending of ways, the living out of justice, is a response to this coming, and it will be here, friends. It will. A message we need now in this time, for sure. I will read the odd verses and ask you to read the evens. Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord has risen upon you. Nations shall come to your light, and kings to the brightness of your dawn.
Lift up your eyes and look around. They all gather together. They come to you. Your sons shall come from far away, and your daughters shall be carried in their nurses' arms.
Then you shall see and be radiant. Your heart shall thrill and rejoice, because the abundance of the sea shall be brought to you. The wealth of the nations shall come to you.
A multitude of camels shall cover you, the young camels of Midian and Ephah. All those from Sheba shall come. They shall bring gold and frankincense, and shall proclaim the praise of the Lord.
Please be seated.
So this is one that you can, you'll pick up, you can sing along on, you'll recognize where you can sing along. It's called The Cup. I have run a desperate race and found my only option left was grace. Sometimes I am the cup, sometimes I am the water. Ooh, sometimes I am the earth, sometimes I fall down on her. That's the singy part. With all these questions killing you, you'll find the only right answer is the truth. Sometimes I am the cup, sometimes I am the water. Ooh, sometimes I am the earth, sometimes I fall down on her. We all know that we'll all go somewhere there's nowhere for us to hide. Sometimes I am the cup, sometimes I am the water. Ooh, sometimes I am the earth, sometimes I fall down on her. The time has come, we're all here for this great awakening that is in our hands. Sometimes Sometimes I am the earth. Sometimes I fall down on her. Ooh, sometimes I am the cup. Sometimes I am the water. Ooh, sometimes I am the earth. Sometimes I fall down on her. Ooh, sometimes I am the water.
Before we start our sending song and send our children up to Sunday school, as they leave, I invite you all, those who are young and going, to take a star on your way out. Like the Magi who followed an unknown star on an unknown adventure, they wait for you here. The only instruction is, do not pick it up and look to see what the word is. Take it, go. As you leave, you'll see what your word brings, and you'll talk more about what that will mean. Your word chooses you, you don't choose it.
Classic. In my rush to be sure that there were stars for the children who were grabbing the adult stars, I forgot that I was reading. This is A Blessing for Epiphany by Jan Richardson. If you could see the journey whole, you might never undertake it, might never dare the first step that propels you from the place you have known towards the place you know not. Call it one of the mercies of the road, that we see it only by stages, as it opens before us, as it comes into our keeping step by single step. There is nothing for it but to go. And by our going, take the vows the pilgrim takes, to be faithful to the next step, to rely on more than the map, to heed the signposts of intuition and dream, to follow the star that only you will recognize, to keep an open eye for the wonders that attend the path, to press on beyond distractions, beyond fatigue, beyond what would tempt you from the way. There are vows that only you will know, the secret promises for your particular path, and the new ones you will need to make when the road is revealed by turns you could not have foreseen. Keep them, break them, make them again. Each promise becomes part of the path. Each choice creates the road that will take you to the place where at last you will kneel to offer the gift most needed, the gift that only you can give before returning to go home by another way.
Before our spoken prayers today, I'm going to ask that we start in silence to honor those who have lost their lives as a result of the way that violence, masquerading as enforcement, is currently pervading our nation. Through our silence, may God hear our prayers for the lives of Geraldo Lunos Campos, Luis Gustavo Nunez Caceres, Luis Beltran Llanes Cruz, Renee Nicole Good, Parody La, Victor Manuel Diaz, Eber Sanchez Dominguez, and now Alex Preddy. May we follow the ways of Christ to a path of peace. May we follow the ways of Christ toward the return of justice. If you have a prayer to share, raise your hand, stand, gesture. A microphone will come to you. When you have a microphone in your hand, it is the right time to speak. And if someone else is speaking, you'll figure it out. We trade the order of being called on from the pulpit today for the spontaneity of Spirit moving through us and for the recognition that all are welcome in this church, even if your name is not yet known to us.
Hopefully I can get through this without falling apart. My name is Priscilla Carr, for anyone who doesn't know me. 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with acute leukemia, and I was admitted to the hospital. This was the cloudiest January on record in Burlington. And I was a patient in the hospital for a month, and half of that time was in the ICU. I was semi-conscious for several days as a result of an intracranial hemorrhage and raging infections. And when I woke up, it was the voices of the ICU nurses that I recognized. That was all I could remember. I didn't know what had happened to me, but I recognized their voices because they were the people taking care of me. And a couple days later, one of these nurses looked at me. He was a Nordic skier. We'd been talking about skiing, and he saw something, and he brought me outside and carried a heavy IV pole down cement steps and took me on a walk into the frigid January weather because he knew that's what I needed. And when I ski now, I think of him. So prayers of sorrow for the murder of an ICU nurse yesterday.
Indeed. Prayers of sorrow for that murder. Prayers of gratitude for those who continue to rise up and make all of our lives better. May the life of Alex Preddy be a blessing on us all.
Prayers for my favorite son-in-law who is out in South Dakota trying to get his father into a nursing home with health care. And his father's being very stubborn, belligerent, obstinate. And at this point in a conversation, my favorite son would say to me, "Remember, we had this conversation." So when we come to that point and we think our children don't know what's best for us, they probably do. So prayers for him on his journey.
Prayers on this journey and prayers that the wisdom of our parents may stick with us. Prayers that when we then look to our children, may that be a cycle. May that wisdom cycle around and maybe listen to.
Prayers that the current craziness may end before the number of victims is so great that we can no longer name them.
prayers that the current craziness may end, prayers that there are no more victims.
I'd like to remind us that in the early days of the church, the children were many times the victims of death among those that competed. And many times when I was a priest, we picked the names of saints. Many times those saints were simple children that had, because they loved, had lost their lives. And so I ask us to remember that those whose names we've just prayed for today had done the same kind of thing, offering their lives to help someone else, and ask that we can understand that today's saints may very well be as simple as the children of yesteryear, whose name we gave to people at their baptism in honor of the life that they sacrificed.
Amen. Amen. Prayers for the cycle of sainthood. May it continue.
Prayers closer to home. Prayers for Catherine Harris, who is right now down at Dartmouth Hospital with her daughter, who was in a car accident and is being treated right now. And also prayers for my sister-in-law, who's also facing some really painful situation with making care decisions for her equally obstinate and frustrating brother, who is older. And my son reminds me, remember, who pulls your plug, Mom?
Prayers for Catherine and for her daughter's recovery, and prayers for continued discernment of all types.
Prayers for my oldest brother, Ed, who passed away on his 90th birthday just this week. Prayers for his soul, and prayers for his lovely extended family. And also prayers for my son, Brett, who is undergoing radiation therapy now. Prayers for his comfort and strength, and prayers of guidance for the doctors.
Prayers for the light of Ed's life, what he left behind in his family. Prayers for Brett, for healing and for strength.
My prayer today is that in this extreme moment and in these extreme times, that each one of us, our human capacities, are called into blossom rather than into fading in the freezing ice of cold, not just physical coldness, but spiritual coldness, that we can ignite one another through our humanity, through our capacity to speak to one another, to engage in dialogue and engage in heart-searching new language, to illuminate and lift one another out of our set ways of thinking and open something new to bring us to a new place. That's my prayer today.
Amen. Prayers for the God-given light within us all, for our capacity, for our resilience. Prayers for human love and strength.
I'm just back from Leipzig in the former East Germany, where I had the opportunity to hear directly from some of those who lived there during the peaceful revolution. They described weeks of marches around the old city, which has a kind of a ring road. Tens of thousands of people marching by candlelight at night, week after week. The ultimate march involved people from all political persuasions, tens of thousands rising up. On October 9th, 1989, my friends I was learning this from were with them. But these demonstrations were led by clergy and a few civic leaders who were calling for peace. They got it, and it was successful. showing up in peace. My prayers today are that our church leaders in New England and across the country can work with all people of faith who are committed to peace and help us ultimately resist what is happening, tearing our country apart today.
Prayers that church leaders indeed will find the prophetic voice, the pastoral voice, the space in between, that we may be agents of peace as we are called to be.
I'm asking for prayers for our democracy and for me personally, prayers of traveling mercies. This week is the National Secretaries of State Conference. Secretaries of State are responsible for elections. I'm very honored to serve as your Deputy Secretary of State. And the following week, Sean is traveling to the National Elections Conference. He is very fortunate, we are all very fortunate, that he is our Director of Elections in Vermont under the Secretary of State. I'm asking for traveling mercies and also for extreme patience and open mind and also persuasion as I seek to talk with people from all over the political spectrum in charge of our elections. Please join me in praying for our democracy.
May we hold that one in silence for just a moment. Allow Lauren's words to sit in. Prayers of strength, traveling mercies, prayers of gratitude for those who are safeguarding our system and those who are walking into fire to try to put it out.
Prayers for the people of Portland, Maine and Lewiston, Maine, where what's happening in Minneapolis is happening now there.
Prayers for the people of Portland and Lewiston. May they find safety. May we find a way to break this cycle. God, hear our concern, hear our worry, hear also our hope. Hear our humanity. What comes to mind again and again in all manner of unprecedented times and all manner of seeming despair is, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can change, and the wisdom to know the difference. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. In the gift of this new day, in the gift of this present moment, in the gift of time and eternity intertwined, let us be grateful. Let us be attentive. Let us be open to what has never happened before in the gift of this new day. In the gift of this present moment, hard as it may be, in the gift of time and eternity intertwined. Our Mother, our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, and lead us trespass against us, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
Can you hear me calling? I've fallen into the deepest well, so dark and so cold, so afraid for my soul. I know the only way out is through, but I can reach to take hold of your hand. I am not alone. I can feel you carry me. Your arms, they lift me above the raging waters. And in the quiet hours of a broken lifetime, you know to hold me close. I am not alone. High up on the mountain, I rested there beneath the lone pine, beaten by the wind, black and bent, she made a lonely stand. But her roots were reaching deep, I know she knows the loving touch of your hand. I am not alone. I can feel you carry me. Your arms, they lift me above raging waters. In the quiet hours of a broken lifetime, you know to hold me close. I am not alone. If I see you fall down, I will not turn my eyes away. I will hold you while you cry. It only hurts for a while. We all tremble from time to time. It is a tie that binds us all, so you can always say, I am not alone. I can feel you carry me. Your arms, they lift me above raging waters. And in the quiet hours of a broken lifetime, you know to hold me close. I am not alone. You know to hold me close. I am not alone.
Let's sing it ourselves. Our hymn of preparation is Hark the Herald Angels Sing. We'll just sing the first two verses. It's number 160, not the other one.
Glory to
Please be seated. Our gospel reading this morning is from Matthew chapter 2, verses 1 through 12. After Jesus was born in Bethlehem in Judea, during the time of King Herod, Magi from the east came to Jerusalem and asked, "Where is the one who has been born, King of the Jews? We saw his star when it rose and have come to worship him." When King Herod heard this, he was disturbed, and all Jerusalem with him. When he had called together all the people's chief priests and teachers of the law, he asked them where the Messiah was to be born. "In Bethlehem, in Judea," they replied. "For this is what the prophet has written, but you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah. For out of you will come a ruler who will shepherd my people Israel." Then Herod called the Magi secretly and found out from them the exact time the star had appeared. He sent them to Bethlehem and said, "Go and search carefully for the child. As soon as you find him, report him to me, so that I may go and worship him." After they had heard the king, they went on their way, and the star they had seen when it rose went ahead of them until it stopped over the place where the child was. And when they saw the star, they were overjoyed. On coming to the house, they saw the child with his mother Mary, and they bowed down and worshiped him. They opened their treasures and presented him with gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And having been warned in a dream not to go back to Herod, they returned to their country by another route. Like the Magi, we are called by faith to embark on journeys we didn't expect. Today we mark another year of having faith that indeed we are on the right path, even when it seems impossible. When the world is at its coldest and darkest, when our lives are in question, we are on the right path. We have followed our own stars, and even when our word seemed impossible, we were on the right path. And now, we illuminate this space with the stories of where we ended up, perfectly imperfect journeys mirroring our perfectly imperfect selves. And in doing this, we recognize that it's not always that easy. Just because another Star Sunday comes around doesn't mean your journey today is wrapped up in a tidy little box. It doesn't work that way. Life doesn't follow the calendar. Some of us are deep in the wilderness right now in this room, still following that barely perceptible light, and that is okay. Sometimes the path took a wrong turn and we had to go back, and that is okay too, because we are still following the star. Who remembers your word? And where did it take you? Now, your story is a form of witness, encounter with the divine, so I encourage you to come to the front and tell it so that you may best be seen and heard as the beloved child of God that you are. Your voice matters. And this service, I recognize, given the state of our world, was exactly what it needed to be. Here we are at 10:30. So with that, your story matters. I also recognize we have annual meeting, and there's a giant snowstorm bearing down on us, and I see Nancy nodding. So I will add that brevity is beautiful. There will be plenty of time to continue to share these stories, but this service is what we needed, time or no time. So who remembers your word? Where did your star take you? Come on up.
Say that I have no problem standing up in front of you all and singing. and speaking is a totally different thing for me. So I'm glad that we're having brevity encouraged, because that is sort of where I am right now. My word last year was prayer. And when I think about where that led me and how many blessings I have a year after, feeling so depleted and so tired and just spending so much time in prayer and being encouraged to by that star, I am just in awe of that, the power of prayer, of the power of the Holy Spirit moving through us. Not that all prayers are answered in the ways that we expect them to be, but that all prayers are answered. So, thank you.
As many of you will remember, I think, last Star Sunday was January 5th of last year. So, and not only the eve of the peaceful transition of power to take place the next day, but also the anniversary of the not so peaceful transition of power that took place January 6th of 2021. So I picked up my star, turned it over, and saw the word hope. Pardon my brief burst of cynicism. As I'm sure many of you did not see a lot of hope on the horizon for our nation and for ourselves personally. But it was difficult to see where that was going to come from. I felt a little like Ziggy. I think some of you remember Ziggy, some of the older folks in the crowd. Ziggy said, my friend said, cheer up, things could be worse. So I cheered up, sure enough, things got worse. And my year and our family's year went somewhat like that. Nancy and I were privileged to go to Hawaii for our granddaughter's graduation. A couple days later, her father, Brett, told us about his diagnosis. And we've dealt with that since and are still dealing with it now. I myself had a couple of new diagnoses, nowhere near as dreaded, but calling for yet another couple of pills to take every day. Nancy had her own bone marrow diagnosis this year, and we're dealing with that every day. And Becca, who's on the road with her family from a lacrosse tournament, she actually had the wisdom to retire from her job at the USDA. She saw the words printed ahead, and they were, in fact, 40% of her fellow workers were let go within 2 weeks of her leaving her job. So we've had our ups and we've had our downs, but, hope, it's not there for when you're feeling great and everything's going fantastically. Hope is there for the bad times and the rough times. And the one thing that I have found in the past year is that the place where I find that hope is right here in these walls and with you people. And besides, I will accept my star today, and whatever word is there will be my guiding star for the next year. But I'm going to hang on to that last year's one also, because you got to have hope. You mustn't sit around and mope.
This was unplanned. I got my star from 2 years ago. Justice. When I saw it, I was disappointed. I'm not a protester. You won't catch me waving a flag or shouting, probably, which I struggle with. But when I saw the star, I thought, I've got to go to work. And it encouraged me to re-enroll in a different degree program. It's going to take a long time. I've been continually dissatisfied with the way agricultural workers, international contributors to our economy have been treated, have been disregarded by the law and by business owners. And so I'm not going to be protesting. I'm on a long track, multiple years of degree program, but hoping it'll lead me to a position of privilege and power to work on kind of what I call the quiet revolution, changing things from the inside. All your protests give me hope and give me strength. I'm going to be working a little quieter and a little slower, but let's keep the fight going. Amen.
My star word for this past year was one I've had before, which probably means I didn't get it right. And I think that's fairly apropos because the word was joy. And joy is a hard one. I think it's really important to our health and well-being. And at the same time, I have a really hard time feeling that I can take joy when things are so difficult for so many people. And I haven't resolved that dilemma yet. And I'd love to hear if any of you have that same dilemma and how you resolve it.
This is not my thing to do, but my star was give. And I thought, you got to be kidding me. Give. Well, I feel I give a lot, but last year we had an incident with Diana. And I found I have to give a lot more. She needs help. I do the vacuuming a little bit, and I don't like that. But I can give, and I will give some more. Thank you.
I wasn't here, Susie and I weren't here for the last Star Sunday, so I don't know what my star would have been. But I want to, with fear and trembling, because I'm in a room full of gifted poets and highly educated people whose formal knowledge knocks mine into a bloody pulp, I'd like to say a good word for darkness. A lot happens in darkness. A lot of growth happens in darkness. Wonderful things happen in darkness. Even if you're the most bloody-minded materialist, you have to realize that the great majority of life takes place in physical darkness. The great majority of living beings pass their entire existence in darkness. It doesn't mean that it's a wilderness. Of course, great things happen in darkness because the love of God is at work there. What else do you need?
I'm so glad we do this every year. It is so wonderful to learn from this room. It is so wonderful to be uplifted by everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. They were not kings. And while the gospel tells us there were 3 gifts, it never clarifies just how many people made this journey, and I love to imagine that there were many, many more. A whole crowd of people of profound faith, keepers of knowledge and tradition, highly educated, all converging on this young child, born of the very simplest means, proclaiming his divinity, proclaiming his authority at a time of emperor worship. The Magi left behind comfortable lives to travel into the unknown, guided by a star and their own faith, searching for something, someone they did not yet know, embracing that godly power of the darkness Goddard just described. They had no idea who or what they would find, and yet they persisted on. They knew. They knew this was the one. Before he was even old enough to speak a word, they just knew. Sometimes we follow stars to the most unexpected corners of the earth, just trusting that that journey is essential. The Magi followed their dream and their instinct, and knowing that Herod was not to be trusted, in an act of civil disobedience, removed his power by refusing to follow unjust orders, traveling home by another road. Sometimes, without reason, we follow our dreams because they are all we have left. We trust the light that guides us. We embrace the darkness that sent us. It doesn't have to make sense. That's what faith is about. They traveled into an occupied land in which Caesar Augustus had declared himself already to be the Son of God. And in an act of resistance, they declared, "No, we put our faith in this child. This child will lead us." The Magi brought gifts of gold, affirming Jesus' royalty, frankincense, affirming his divinity, and myrrh, foreshadowing the sacrifice he would make to keep the light of the world shining. Sometimes we underestimate the power of our gifts, no matter how small. And now we begin that journey again, letting this year's star choose us. They are scattered about the front of the church. The stars that are bigger have words with a little less cognitive complexity, simply not there, not easier, just a little less wordy. Like the Magi, if moved, you are also invited to bring your gifts in the form of today's offering so that the work of this church may continue. Once a star speaks to you, take it before you look at the word. And if the word is something that you do not like, if the word is something you do not like, that means you need to keep it because there are no givebacks. There will be plenty of time at coffee hour to discuss what we have found, but in this moment, I ask that we select our stars in silence, honoring that moment, that this moment you see is a conversation between you, God, and that star, and allow others that same reflective space. As you are ready, friends, as you are ready.
No, this one.
Those are the kids.
Those are kids.
I know.
That means they're easier.
I will remind our
Yes.
folks who are joining us online that if you look at the MailChimp bulletin for this week, you will see the website to select your stars then.
Mine's gone. Get another. That's perfect.
I like it.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one, Dave.
I need it.
Now, where are we going? Back to where we were?
I think we're going back to where we were.
Yeah.
To where we were.
You're trying to read what's
Children's. Yeah. They're the simple ones. I need the simple.
very nice to be back. Does a wife get a star for both of us? Or do we have to take
the hushed and snowy mountains take your frozen breath away. Oh, bitter cold, and so much has flown away. But winter knows a kindness all its own. A stranger lit a candle in the window, so it shines out on the pathway where so many find their way. Some in finest leather, some will beg and many fear, but none will walk alone in the dark. 'Cause for all of us was kindled the bright and morning star, whose light pours down on the dirty and the clean. And we all wait through the longest night, we do not wait alone. For into this night will come a light of the bright and the morning star. So gather round you all your friends and family, and reach a hand across the void to someone who has none. We'll light a little flame and then we'll sing to the sky. And we will not wait alone in the dark, because for all of us was kindled the bright and morning star, whose light pours down on the dirty and the clean. And we all wait through the longest night, we do not wait alone. For into this night will come the light of the bright and the morning star, whose light pours down on the dirty and the clean. And we all wait through the longest night, we do not wait alone. For into this night will come the light of the bright and the morning star.
As we transition to annual meeting mode, a lot of wonderful things happened 200 years ago when they had the first meeting in this church. Anticipating traffic flow was not one of the things that was, as we just saw, that was how the part of the building of this church. It will make life a lot easier for folks to go out this door, grab your snacks, come back in this door if you're staying for annual meeting, which I hope you are. And if you're not staying, just go out this door and stay out this door. We love you. That's not that. That's just, long story short, don't go out this door. It will jam up the works like we've not usually seen. With that, we embark on our star journey in truly unprecedented times, through truly uncharted waters. And in these scary times, hear this benediction from Pastor Sean James of Salt and Light in Philadelphia. Those who operate in the name of hatred, those who are trying to spread fear in our community, are cowards. Cowards who run in packs to try to intimidate good people. The best way to fight cowardice is to remember what Paul told young Timothy when bullies tried to intimidate him. God has not given us the spirit of fear, but love, power, and a sound mind. So be strong, church. Stand strong, church. Lace up your boots, and do not be afraid. Indeed, lace up your boots and equip yourself for this journey. And do not be afraid. We are strong. Now let's sing it.
We are stronger than that. We are kinder than that. We are moving forward. We are not going back. We are stronger than that. We are kinder than that. Love is stronger than that. When the storm is rolling in and our hopes start to fade, that's when we rise as one, our spirits like a blade. We are many, we are mighty, even when we are afraid. We are stronger than that. We are stronger than that. We are kinder than that. We are moving forward. We are not going back. We are stronger than that. We are kinder than that. Love is stronger than that. We will not yield to hatred, to lies or to shame. Our power lives in courage. Our love, it is not tame. If the lights go out on justice, we will light a flame. 'Cause we are stronger than that. We are stronger than that. We are kinder than that. We are moving forward. We are not going back. We are stronger than that. We are kinder than that. Love is stronger than that. To everyone that's turned away, we open up our town. If fear can build a wall, love can tear it down, then we'll build a bigger table for all to gather around. 'Cause we are stronger than that. We are stronger than that. We are kinder than that. We are moving forward. We are not going back. We are stronger than that. We are kinder than that. Love is stronger than that. One more time. We are stronger than that. We are kinder than that. We are moving forward. We are not going back. We are stronger than that. We are kinder than that. Love is stronger than that. Love is stronger than that. Thank you, Ellie.